Matt Riddle says the chances of a WWE return are extremely high. Plus, a WWE star is challenging for a TNA title tomorrow night. And Kurt Angle is making an Indy wrestling debut. It's all in the Cultaholic wrestling news right now. Bro, Matt Riddle. Remember him? He did that thing that time at that airport. And then he went off and did a bunch of other things around the wrestling landscape as well. But he was speaking to Steve Muehlhausen at Sports Illustrated Takedown about possibly coming back to the company.
Yeah, he said the chances of me going back, I think, they're extremely high. Wink, wink, nod, nod. If CM Punk, who filed a lawsuit against WWE and then raked them through the mud for a decade, then goes to the competition, I'll tell you this. If he can do that, everything can be forgiven. I know I wasn't the easiest to work with at times. I think the door is always open. He goes on to say, I think the longer I'm away, the harder I work, the more I do, the more likely I could come back. But I'll also say this, if I never go back again and then never talk to me again, I'll be okay with that.
Okay, well, Riddle was fired by WWE last September following an incident at JFK Airport. He's since debuted for MLW, for AAA, for New Japan. This weekend he's facing Tom Lawler at MLW Fightland. And whatever you think about sort of Riddle as a person and all of that, what he says actually is true, because people have done bad things and still ended up back in WWE in one way or another. Obviously, there's a lot to digest from that. We'll be keen to know if you think Matt Riddle has a place back in WWE. Let us know in the comments down there what you reckon to that. Meanwhile, when it comes to WWE, speaking at the Goldman Sachs Technology Conference, we heard from TKO President Mark Shapiro, who revealed that they could be switching the lights off on even more house shows next year. He described the house show events as, quote, low margin, marginally profitable events, untelevised, that Vince put in place to grow the brand. At the height of WWF in sort of the mid to late 90s, like they would run, obviously they'd have Raw, they'd have TV tapings and stuff like that, but then they would have like the rest of the week they'd be on the road. All the stories of wrestlers being on the road 6 days a week, 55 weeks a year, 97 years a millennium, whatever. They'd be constantly on the road. Actually, 99 years a millennium is actually a really good job, but forget I said that one. The idea being that they're on the road a lot, and we've seen over the years those number of house shows get petered back, pulled back and pulled back and pulled back, normally due to house show numbers falling off and it basically becoming costing more to run than they will make from them. Shapiro cited the purpose of these shows initially were to grow the WWE brand, get them into markets that WWE wouldn't normally be in. And he says that point is somewhat moot now, because whilst there is obviously always a need to grow the brand is on fire right now, and there's no need to carry, quote, these marginally profitable events. Yeah, I don't think WWE will bend or break for not doing a house show on a Thursday night in middle of nowhere Tennessee.
Yes, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And I think
sorry if you live there, by the way. It's lovely this time of year.
I think it's just nice for the talent themselves as well, isn't it? To have more time to sort of recoup from these from the shows that they're doing. Less, well, you would hope, less likely to be injured as well, because I mean, obviously, there's always room for injury within house shows if you're doing shows away from TV and stuff as well. And just nice for them, I guess, to be able to spend more time doing the things that they want to do outside of work as well. So yeah, like it sounds like a good thing for the talent anyway.
We live in a different time where I think that sort of stuff is taken more into account, and there's nothing to prove by going, I was on the road 9 days a week. Like, cool. But this guy is on the road 2 days a week. He makes enough money to look after his family, and he gets to see his family. Like, that sounds like a good plan.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good plan. Now, Shapiro finished off by saying there were 300 events for WWE last year. There's going to be roughly 250 by the end of this year. They're going to streamline that back to 200 next year.
Wow.
I wouldn't be shocked if they go even further and drop it to 150.
Oh, do you reckon? Do you
I think scale it even more back where they can.
I guess as well with them doing sort of the European dates and the international events and everything like that. They are going to these different places. They're doing the Raw and the SmackDowns usually from the place that they are as well, that the premium live event takes place on that weekend. So at least you're still getting them in those places too.
Yeah, you're doing them on a bigger scale as well. I think people are going to be more inclined to go along to a SmackDown taping or a premium live event than they are to a house show, a live event. Whilst the live event experience is always fun, we've been to a couple of live events when they've come to Newcastle. We kind of know that nothing of any consequence is going to happen.
Sometimes they do, though. Sometimes
that time
they
the
do.
rope broke during the Bobby Lashley Drew McIntyre match. You do get the odd title change.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You do get the odd, but it's few and far between, isn't it? I maybe to then be like, well, no, let's keep doing these because these things do happen few and far between. But no, it makes more sense, to as I was saying before, just to pull it back and protect the talent at the same time.
From coming off the road to Victory Road, that's tomorrow night, presented by TNA, and a WWE name is challenging for a TNA title tomorrow night.
Yeah, so following her attack on TNA Knockouts World Champion Jordan Grace, Wendy Chu will meet Grace tomorrow night at TNA Victory Road. With a Knockouts title on the line. Grace has found herself embroiled in a rivalry with Wendy Chu. A rivalry. Oh my God, I've said it now, I can't stop. A rivalry with Wendy Chu. Oh my goodness gracious me, and TNA star Rosemary. Who they formed an unholy alliance against our Jordan Grace.
Is it Rosemary or Wosemary?
Well, I can't do I'll start.
Marzipan. Hey there, stupid, I bought you this stuff. Also confirmed for Victory Road. Let's take this one by one, shall we? Zachary Wentz going to defend his X Division title against former champ Mike Bailey tomorrow night.
We've got Alicia Edwards and Masha Slamovich defending the Knockouts tag team titles against Spitfire. I can't talk anymore. What's happened?
You're doing a lovely job.
Thanks.
ABC defending the men's tag titles against the System's Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards.
We've got Joe Hendry facing Josh Alexander.
And Nick Nemeth defending the TNA World title against Moose. That is tomorrow night, TNA Victory Road. You can watch that bad boy on TNA Plus. Let's end with this lovely bit of news about Kurt Angle, who's making an Indy debut in November.
Yes, yeah. GCW announced in a social media post that their November event, Dream On, emanating from the American Dream Mall in New Jersey, will feature the GCW debut of WWE Hall of Famer Kurt Angle. However, Angle's not scheduled to compete for GCW, rather just, make an appearance for them instead.
Back in January, of course, Angle revealed that he is under contract to WWE still. And so we don't know his status currently as he's going into this booking with GCW, but we know that WWE have been doing some good business with GCW lately.
Yeah, with the Bloodsport stuff.
Yeah, we've seen a few NXT stars popping up at GCW events, so it wouldn't be out of the realms of possibility that he's still under contract with WWE, but this is an agreement that has been made from all parties. I'm intrigued to see what they'll have Kurt Angle do as part of GCW.
Me too. Just don't crucify anybody, GCW, all right? Just try and steer clear of that whilst Kurt Angle is there, at least.
That's very 1996 of you. I'm a big fan of your work. The Cultaholic Classic Nitro review takes us back to 1997. It's on the podcast feed and on the Patreon right now. Myself and Sam Driver are watching every episode of Nitro from its very beginning. And this week, it is the one where Roddy Piper is training to fight Hollywood Hulk Hogan. We had the same drinks today.
We did.
Hollywood Hulk Hogan in Alcatraz.
What?
He locks himself in Alcatraz and cuts some mental promos.
That sounds exciting. That sounds good.
He cuts some wild promos while he is in there as well, does Roddy Piper. That is on the podcast feed right now and our Patreon as well. Anything you want to plug, Andrew?
I've got nothing to plug, young man. There's just content going up throughout the weekend that we've got scheduled. Other than that, that's pretty much it from me.
It's a non-pay-per-view weekend.
Yeah, after 3 straight weeks of them, it feels strange to have nothing to do at the weekend.
Yeah. We just have to, I know something you can do.
Go on.
Go to Norwich, Epic Studios to see World of Sport. It's back, baby. And and I'll be there along with my broadcast colleague, SoCal Val. And it's the return of World of Sport. We're going to be taping numerous episodes of World of Sport. There'll be a matinee show and an evening show. We're going to be Epic Shoes in Norwich all day. If you're coming along, do come say hi. Still a couple of tickets left on the World of Sport official website, woswrestling.co.uk. And for the latest wrestling news at any time, you can check out cultaholic.com. Keys.
I love you, bye.